Leave someone holding the bag to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is holding the bag. Leave someone holding the bag. Now, this idiom is from centuries ago. It's been popular in America since the 1780s. Britain since the 18th century, is about the same time frame, but dates back to the 1600s when somebody would be left holding an empty bag because the contents of it would have been stolen already, and they were just left with, like, if there was a robbery or a crime, the proceeds would be divvied up and then somebody would be left with an empty bag. Or in Britain, if there was a crime, these all relate to sometimes mischief and crimes for some reason, which is why we're going to say we're going to never leave somebody holding the bag in our businesses. We're going to be the one holding the bag and take the risk off of the people that we do business with. So another meaning of it is, if there was a robbery or a crime, one person would take the fall for the crime. You know, the others would get away or not get caught, or they wouldn't get ratted out by the person that was caught, and one person would take the fall for the crime. Then boys in boys' schools or whatever situations, a new boy in town, the other boys would take him out in the woods at night with a bag. They'd give him a bag and a light, and they would say he needed to stay out there, and in order to be part of their group, he would have to catch a bird in a bag and then bring it back to town. Now, of course, they would all go back to their cozy beds, and they would leave the boy standing in the woods with an empty bag. So they would leave someone holding a bag in the woods. So any one of these origins could be the meaning of, or the original creation of, to leave someone holding a bag. And either you're with an empty bag or you're with a bag of stolen goods. Either way, not necessarily a great position to be in. And I was thinking about this one today. I thought, have I ever left someone holding the bag? And I couldn't come up with any situations where I've let other people take responsibility for something that was my fault or that I've done. But I also didn't think that I'd ever been left holding a bag. And then I realized, oh my gosh, yeah, I sure have been left holding the bag. I had a business partner that left me holding a whole lot of bags and ended up causing us to have to go to court and fight for things with the government in order to continue operating a particular business. I've had relationship partners that have left me holding the bag and left me responsible for everything that was created or impacted by that particular relationship. I was fired from a job because I was the scapegoat for my boss for a certain situation that he had gotten himself into and gotten in trouble. And instead of taking the fall or taking the blame, I actually got fired from a job and was left holding the bag. So even sometimes when we think these things are like, oh, this is so far-fetched, I can't even imagine how this could ever have impacted me or how I've ever been involved in a saying or an idiom or a situation like this. If we actually think about it, we find that they apply to us more than we first thought. At first blush, we think, that doesn't have anything to do with me or my business, but it so does. So how can we use leaving someone holding the bag to supersize and grow our business? Well, number one, I say, as a business owner and a leader, we often need to take responsibility. Not often, we always need to take responsibility for everything that happens in our organization. It is ultimately our responsibility. And that sometimes means we're left holding the bag for mistakes and ineptness and sometimes intentional challenges that are created within our organization by other people that work in our organization or other people that we happen to choose to do business with. I've had vendors and I've had suppliers that have left me holding the bag with products that were defective, and I had to figure out what I was going to do with them and how I was going to dispose of them because they weren't going to be responsible for them or take them back. I've had, customers that have left me holding the bag in terms of they placed orders and then canceled them. And so we had a whole lot of products produced that they never took delivery of, that we just had to find other sources for, other people that wanted those products and services. So how do we make sure that we don't leave anyone holding the bag in our business relationships, and that we don't get left holding the bag or taken advantage of in situations where we shouldn't? Well, we can have contracts and we can drop all kinds of legal complicated things, and those will protect us a little. But the truth is, if someone wants to harm you, it doesn't matter if there's a contract or not. I found that out with a particular business partner. I also know that it's more about picking and choosing the people that we work with and serve carefully, and then sharing clear expectations with all of the people that we interact with. We share our expectations, what we expect, what we will deliver, and we expect them to share their expectations with us. Well, what do you expect me to do? What do you need help with? How can I serve you? And if we're open with our communications, and if we're clear about our expectations and communications, and if we do what we say we're going to do, we'll never leave anyone holding the bag. And we definitely never want to ever have our customers be in a situation where they're feeling like they were taken advantage of, or they didn't get the value they expected, or that they were in some way, shape, or form worse off for having come in contact with our business. So we never ever want to leave our customers holding the bag. We always want to take responsibility whenever possible to leave people better off than when we met them. So actually, this is really a much more fun idiom than I thought it was going to be when I first started looking into it. Curious what your experience has been with that. Have you been, like me, didn't think so, but have been totally left holding the bag in different situations? And not criminal situations, just maybe responsibility or financial obligations and situations. That's what I'm talking about. I've never been involved in a criminal situation, knock wood. Don't plan on ever being. I guess not at my age, definitely not. But as far as contracts and expectations, learning to share expectations and being really crystal clear with things and spelling things out, and holding people accountable and being accountable yourself, that's all come over time and with age and experience, knowing that those things are critical and important to the smooth running of our businesses and the smooth running of our lives. And it doesn't just apply to our businesses. We need to share expectations in all of our dealings and all our relationships, as much in our personal lives as we do in our professional lives. That's it. That's our idiom for today. Love to know your experience with it. If you have an idiom you would love to know the meaning of, or you're curious about, share that in the comments below, or direct message me, because I am getting to the end of my first resource on idioms. Now, believe me, I will never run out of them, but if there's one that you want to know the meaning of, or that's really been bothering you, you're like, I just don't get this, ask in the comments below and I'll be glad to look into it. That's it. That's our idiom for today. Go out, make it a fantastic day, and I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your business right now? Take care. Bye.